The axle is installed. Seems to have worked. It's all wired up under here. Now I'm just waiting for the wheels and the tires to come in. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna build the bumper. I'm building out a 4-inch tube, 1/8 inch wall. I'm gonna mount the jacks or stabilizers onto that. I went with 4-inch because you could at least put the sewer hose in there, give a little bit of storage. And rather than trying to weld the bumper on completely, which I was gonna do originally, I was just gonna weld it on right here. I'm concerned I'm gonna damage this metal paint trying to weld it on. And it's gonna be hard to paint the backside where the weld is without getting paint everywhere else and not masking it off. So what I'm gonna do is make some brackets for the bumper that get welded on. Then I'll through bolt through here, so those brackets will still transfer all the weight and tension from the bumper to the frame, and the bolts will just keep it from sliding off. So it won't be, the bolts won't be under tension on that, and so it should be removable and replaceable, which should be a lot better. So I'm gonna start cutting it. Well, I'm not gonna cut, I'm cutting it, but it's because the steel mill, when they cut this thing short for me, put no care at all in it and gave me a nice jagged edge. It's really weird. They cut off the section on the good side of the saw and gave me the scrap section. So what are you gonna do? So I just have to cut this straight and flat, grind it, and I'll start welding it up. All right, so so vinyl tubes are going to be going in there, hands will be going in there. No reason to have sharp edges. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to lay out where the jacks are going to go, then fabricate the brackets, weld those on, drill the holes out, test fit it, and then I'll paint it and put it in place. So these end caps that are supposed to go in there are for a little bit thinner metal, so they don't fit in quite as well as I would expect them to. Didn't seem like an effort to face it, so I'll just have to adjust these corners a little bit, but it should fit in with just a little adjustment on here. Wow! When the steel tube is made, they run a seam down one end because they form it all like that. This is the ugliest end, so this is probably going to be facing down. That's where the stabilizers will be. That way, when I paint it, it'll be the least visible. That's my plan. Alright, so these are the stabilizers I'm putting down. These aren't really jacks as far as lifting the trailer up the ground. It's just to stabilize it side to side. I like these more than the pop down and flip down ones. They don't wear out as much, and they're a lot easier to do without banging your fingers on stuff. Also, with the way this frame was constructed, it wasn't a good place to mount those type of jacks. Obviously I could have mounted on this bumper, but that actually looks pretty bad. When these are up, they should be pretty hidden out of the way. So really the biggest key to this, there'll be one on each side. You want to make sure that this isn't sticking out so you don't drag your shin across it when you walk past it. But if I were to run the through bolts in, that it's supposed to, well, they're not really through bolts, they're just self-tapping 3/8 hex heads. Hard to see. They'd be sticking out where you run the hose in, and that wouldn't be good. So I'm gonna mark the spots with those tappers, self-tapping screws, and I'll drill them out and use some stainless steel carriage bolts to run it on this side, because I can get my hand in here. I can get my arm almost all the way back there. Oh, I can get my arm all the way back there. And then they won't have an exposed head on that side. It should be good. And it won't rust. All win, 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 win. That's what I'm doing. All right, well, the proof of concept seems pretty solid. So inside, that's hard to see without a light. So you can see the carriage bolts. They'll just go flush, and then everything should fit in there. Fingers won't get hurt. So just repeat on the other side. I didn't tighten these down because I'll be taking this apart when I paint it after I weld it. And these again aren't really load bearing because the jack's going to be pushing up. This just keeps it from falling down driving down the road. So you don't want to tighten these up too much anyways. You'll just shear those bolts off. All right, so here are both of them mocked up. I don't have them tightened up at all, but let's see if I can do this one-handed. So they'll just come down and stabilize. You can get additional feet pads that hang right here. Of course, this thing's completely upside down. The big circle pads, they through bolt, but they dingle, dangle, jangle, and I don't really want those anyways. Maybe not. So I just have to take it all back apart and make some brackets. All right, so this is back of the trailer. Bumpers here. These are the pieces that I've just cut out at an angle. This is the plan I put together. I'm gonna make something of a F channel. So it'll look something more like that. I couldn't find any tubing that'll fit really nicely as a sleeve over here, so I'll just make my own. Besides, I only need like 6 inches total, and nobody's gonna sell me just 6 inches. So that's all I end up doing is I'll actually just weld this up kind of like that on the bumper. All right, and then this will get welded to the bumper. Okay, that extra bit will be cut off. It'll all be prettied up a little bit, and then I'll drill a hole through both of those through here. That way I can just put it on there, put the bolt down in. If the bumper gets damaged, it can be unbolted pretty easily rather than being welded on. That's my plan. Okay, so I got the brackets welded up. They're fine. Most you won't be seeing. Again, I just used flux core right here. I did weld this bottom right here because chances are pretty good. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe that's better. So it's all welded up. I didn't weld the bottom because chances are pretty good water will get in here somewhere. I'd like to give an escape route if we can. So now all I have to do is take it over to the drill press, drill a hole for the bolt, put it in place, mark on the trailer where it's going to go, drill the hole through there, clean, prime, paint it, and one more thing done. Be nice. Okay, so it's all welded up. I drilled all the holes. I'm just going to clean off this metal, prime it, paint it with the truck bed liner, so it'll give it a little bit of a texture appearance to it, be a little bit more robust than just paint. Hides a little bit more dents and all. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, so it's all been primed. I only have 1 can of bed liner left. I expect it not to be enough. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to start with the back and the underneath so that the final coat's the top and the front, that everybody can see. Won't look bad being rolled on. At least that's my hope. I do like this stuff. It sprays down really nice. You can get it from Home Depot. Harbor Freight sells a different type. It's a little bit flatter. There's sometimes You can get a bad stock of this stuff and go through like 5 cans before it sprays right. So that's a hassle. See, this one's not spraying right. So I have to hold the can upside down in order to spray. That doesn't seem right. Alright, well this has been a long day coming. I haven't just known what I was going to do with this bumper since I bought this trailer. So I'm kind of excited to get this thing on and mounted. Realize at least something accomplished. So I think it's ready. Alright. So I just got what are these 5/16 stainless steel carriage bolts. I'll put some Loctite on them. And some serrated washers underneath. Again, these aren't really carrying any load other than the weight. Just hope this all lines up. I should go test fit if I can. Alright, so the bumper's installed. I put the caps on. Well, see if it was worth all the hassle. Crank, 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 crank. Oh, stabilized. Now, of course, these aren't for jacking up the trailer. It would bend if you tried to do that, but for stabilizing it, and it's on jack stands now anyway, so it's not going to do much at all. It's really just so I can see if it was working. And it's working. I'm going to crank it back up. Now, so what I do like about putting that 4-inch square bumper on, even though it's not quite vintage, you know, spare tire mounts, bike receiver hitches that are available on the market could easily be put onto this right in the middle. A lot easier than welding something up or making something work on this C channel, which again is just about 4 inches, so it's really not radically different. It's just not as high. So that diameter that was, or this dimension is the same that's on there, it's just the height that is different. So this would have been hard to mount a bike mount or spare tire mount to. And also I don't want to strip out all that paint too, and there's weird holes drilled here. It's a good C channel for something else, so some other construction project. But there you go, bumper's installed. Pretty pleased. All I've done here is mocked this up. This is the same thickness of the material, so I just clamped it together. I'll just be welding a bead right there and a bead right there. I'll flip it over and figure it out.